guys, welcome back to a brand new video. It's been a while since I filmed anything on this channel. I've been pretty busy making this. Actually, my bump's not even in the shot. I feel like I should... Is that... The sun's actually setting where I am right now, and I have a funny feeling that as this video goes on, it's going to get darker and darker. It's very bright in my eyes right now, and I think it's going to be setting during the video. So sorry if the lighting changes a little bit, but hope you guys are all doing well. I just wanted to come and do a video today that I would have loved to watch when I was trying for a baby and when I had a feeling I might be pregnant. So it's a video basically about things that made me feel like I was pregnant, or things that made me be convinced that I was pregnant before I'd even taken a test. So obviously this is just my experience. This is not medical advice, it's not scientific advice. I can't predict if you're pregnant or not if you're watching this video, but I feel like people that are watching this might be thinking they're pregnant right now, which could be really, really exciting for you. And I wanted to share my experience from having gone through that. We were trying for a baby, actually. We were very lucky, George and I, and we realised how lucky we were. We only sort of took maybe a month or two to get pregnant from when we first started trying. So that meant that there was about 1 month where we did a few pregnancy tests, having tried for a little bit, like not crazy amounts and not really tracking. And I did some pregnancy tests that came back negative, and then the following month we took a test and it was positive. And then of course I took several tests after that because I still couldn't believe it. So we're very, very lucky in how quickly it happened. There's a few things I've written down here, and I've been actually keeping a little diary as well during the pregnancy, so I can sort of reference that maybe talks through some of the things that I was feeling like at the start of the pregnancy when I didn't necessarily know I was officially sort of pregnant. So the first thing is a really random one I had, and I don't know if it's still here or not. Less so. There's something where in pregnancy your skin, some of your skin gets darker and it can sort of go patchy, and as I'm quite pale anyway, I think it was really sort of quite a big effect on me. There was a patch of skin that was about this big twice, here and here, just on my chest here, and I'd never seen it before. It looked like if you kind of like spill chocolate on something and then you try and wipe it away but it stays there as a stain, it kind of looked like that. It was this like orangey brown colour, and it was just like a dark patch of skin that I'd never seen before. And obviously I know my body, I look at my body a lot, and I'm very aware of my skin and exactly what I look like. And this was a bit of skin that had completely changed. So I was kind of like, this is strange, I've never seen this before, and it's a sign of pregnancy. So that was like one of the first things I noticed. And that would be when I was probably technically like 4 weeks pregnant it came about. We didn't do a test until I was 5 weeks. So when I found out I was 5 weeks already, because I was about 5 or 6 days late from my period. So actually, yeah, that was kind of one of the first signs. And then you've also, it's really difficult because so many, if you're in this position now, I'm sure you've Googled it, so many pregnancy symptoms are your normal time of the month symptoms. Like, they're literally identical, so it's so difficult to differentiate. But I did find that there were a few extra ones I didn't necessarily have, and I was kind of getting like the cramp feelings I get when I'm about to come on. I was getting quite a lot of tummy aches as well. I did sometimes get that, but they were sort of increased. Something else that started happening is I got a lot of migraines, and like visual migraines where my world would kind of be all floaty in my eyes. It kind of, the way I describe it is it's like someone's dropped a pebble in a pond and the water's rippling, and that's happening on one side of my face. So I couldn't see much from this side, and if I'm looking exactly at something, it would be like this in front of my eyes. It was very annoying and tricky to sort of do anything. If it came on, I'd have to just go to bed and sit in the dark until it went away. And I just felt like my body was doing something. It was different. It didn't feel the same as normal. So there was definitely a difference between that and my usual period symptoms. Also, my boobs got bigger and they hurt a lot, and that was again something that happened sometimes on my time of the month, but it was a lot more than normal. They felt a lot bigger than normal. And then once I'd done the test, obviously there was like symptoms that came on a lot stronger, like the tiredness, the nausea, the sickness. I'm thinking I'm actually going to film also today a first trimester video, so you can check that out. That'll be coming soon on the channel for actual symptoms that I found and I went through during the first trimester, if any of you are going through that right now. My skin also got a lot worse. I didn't have like many pimples or spots on my skin before being pregnant. About a week before finding out, I came with this like big, like loads of spots all over my face, and I was like, what's going on? And then, to be honest with you, it stayed throughout the whole pregnancy. Unfortunately for me, it's not been one of the most fun symptoms, but it doesn't matter. I'll take it any day. It's just, I'm just going to move you quickly so that we still have some lighting still. It's just one of them things, and oh, there's a plant shadow all over my face. There you go. That's better. It's just one of them things that I had to just go with, and it means I'm getting a baby out of it at the end, so it doesn't really matter to me. But I definitely noticed that at the start, and I thought, why have I got such a spotty face? I do think when you are like trying for a baby, suddenly every single thing that you feel, every emotion you go through, any feeling you have for anything, any sickness, any headache, any stomachache, you start thinking, is it because I'm pregnant? And it's all you think about. It like literally takes over your brain. So it's definitely, you definitely do find yourself noticing these things a lot more than you usually would. I would love to know if any of you guys that are watching now are pregnant or have been pregnant before, noticed anything similar, or if there was anything quite unusual that you noticed. Like I said, they do sort of tie into one thing, so it is hard to differentiate, and you can start looking at like quizzes online and all these things that sort of like say, are you pregnant or not? Because I know a lot of tests you don't actually get to sort of find out that early. I mean, there's some amazing ones now where you can find out super early, but a lot of them, and more like historically, I guess, you'd have to wait a little bit longer. But I just think there's something about me just knew, and because we'd already had a few negative tests, I was holding off taking the test. Like I remember saying to George, I don't want to do it because if it's a no, I'm going to be really sad. I think that's very like natural and normal to feel that way, but I just remember saying, let's just wait a couple more days, let's just wait. And I think when we actually took the test, I thought I was only a couple of days late, but it turns out I was 5 days, and then we were like, oh yeah, let's definitely take it then, let's definitely do it, because it's so late now at this point. But actually, saying that, I've not even touched on this yet, before being pregnant, I was really irregular with my periods, like super irregular. Sometimes they'd be longer, or sometimes it'd be shorter, sometimes it'd be like the first of the month, and then like it might be like 6 weeks, and then it might be 3 weeks or another one. Like it was all over the place, and that made it quite difficult to sort of track when I was ovulating and things like that. Honestly, like trying to track it and then trying to see how many days late I was, even though it was never regular, was really difficult, and also meant that I was just like, oh, it could just be another period that's coming. Another thing that I haven't touched on is that I got quite bloated. I was in quite good shape when I was before I was pregnant, and I was getting quite a lot of definition around my stomach and like my abs and stuff, and I was like the fittest I've ever been and the healthiest I've ever been in my life. So when I was bloated, you could really tell, because suddenly like the definition would kind of like, my stomach would push out, and the definition would kind of not go completely, but it'd be way less defined. And I think that meant, so when I was bloated, I was suddenly like, hang on, I look like I'm very early pregnant, and it obviously got it into my head. That was another one of the factors that sort of played into it. But I don't know, I just wanted to do this video today just to talk about my experience with it, to document it for my own sake. Maybe if I'm pregnant in the future, I can watch this back and see what the signs were. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it today. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. Let me know if you want any more pregnancy related videos, and let me know in the comments if you've experienced any of this yourself as well, because I'd love to hear that. Yeah, thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you very soon in another video. Goodbye.